Hello, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name is Steve Faulkner and today I'm going to waffle on about some comments. That's what I'm going to do. But before I do that, please like and subscribe. Check out cardmagiccourse.com. Super exciting. I know I keep saying it. And I don't like it when people do. You know when you get newsletters and you get like you subscribe to a mailing list or something and you keep getting newsletters of people saying we're really excited here and you know they're not. They're just selling stuff. I am. Because I've been working behind the scenes really hard on some big changes to the course in January. Well, they're happening now, and it is exciting. It's really exciting. So go and have a look at that, cardmagiccourse.com. Whatever happens in the future, your memberships will stay the same, so you'll get everything for what you get if you have a look at it. So, hey Mixie, how you doing? Hey Todd and Tom. Obviously, it's Happy Thanksgiving. It's not Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. I can't talk. I've had 3 days of no caffeine, and I'm in caffeine withdrawal. I had a proper headache last night, banging headache. It's interesting, isn't it? But it doesn't matter if I can't talk very well, does it? We can just all hang out. And I've just had a little nap. I'm not going to lie to you because I got up very early. Got my cube from the competition the other day. Really nice cube. Thanks, guys. Cool. That's very good. From the Refractor guys, Rubik's Cube Magicians. Molly Mayhem, how you doing? Happy Turkey Day in the States. Yeah, I know. You're all lucky. You're all having a special day. I'm not having... Well, I am having a special day. Every day's a special day, isn't it? So I just got a button that does that. But yeah, but have a great one. What does the book cover how to do pre-show in close-up walk around the situation as just stage? Yeah, cool. I'll talk about that. So I think that's all my messages. Hey Gary, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's lovely. I'm glad I'm back here, and I struggled last week. I did. I did a close-up gig. It was fine, but there was like after I did this, there was 20 tables, I think. 15, 16 tables to get around in not much time, and it's just not fun, is it? It's not a complaint. It's good money and it's all that kind of stuff, but I don't really get motivated by money. And you know, when you really get into the subtleties of magic and like learning really nice stuff, you can't do any of that stuff. You have to really kind of go with all the stuff you've been doing for years, and I'm kind of over it, I think. So that's a shame, isn't it? But that's all right. But I'm still going to be doing my show in May. And in February. So anyway, I'm waffling, of course, because that's what I do. Molly Mayhem, good to see you. I've got your thing. I haven't had a proper chance to set it up yet, but I will have a look at it. What did I get yesterday? I got this. I'll do a screen share. I always panic about doing a screen share. It's like when you drive and you see the police behind you and you know you haven't done anything wrong, but you always think, and when I do a screen share, I'm convinced someone's going to see something dodgy, and there's nothing dodgy on there. And there never is, but let's have a look. I got this from Vanishing Ink. Yeah. The Ed Marlowe Secret Lecture. I'm not affiliated. Every time I say things, I'm affiliated. I just got it. £5.24 that was. Half an hour watching Ed Marlowe, and he never lectured, and it was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. And you know, as it says, it's not great quality. It's off some sort of old ropey VHS, and the camera kind of goes out. The cards go out of shot at the wrong times, and it's not a really magic learning experience. Even though some really nice tips, like on Rubber Dub Vanish, and a couple of things. Does this great color change, which I want to learn on it. But it's just really lovely to watch, and for that money, I just thought it was great. And now I want to sort of geek out on Ed Marlowe. And because I'm doing some stuff with Steve Reynolds, I'm kind of learning some stuff off Steve Reynolds, and he's obviously a Marlowe person. It's really kind of whet my appetite for that. So check that out. I would, if you just want to, if you're into Marlowe. And I've never really heard him or spent time watching his stuff. I've read a lot, not a lot, but and as Steve was saying the other day, he's really funny. He's really good humoured. I think we all think he's going to be quite dry, but it's brilliant stuff. So there you go. There's a little recommendation for you. So let me have a look. So what I'll do is I go to the comments. There's not many. What I did Iris, didn't I? After this, I forgot that I did that. So I did Iris, got a couple of comments from there, and then I'll come on to these comments. So if you've got any questions here, let me know. And again, I know I'm really thankful there's people here because I know it's Thanksgiving. Let me comments. Iris comments. Let's have a look. Not the Iris. There you go. Get rid of that. So hi Steve, it's hard not to like, this is from Gary, who's here now. It's not hard not to like the stuff that the 1914 put out. I've got a fair bit of their catalogue. This is clever, but it's something I don't need right now. I'm waiting for the tarot cards. I understand Lewis in the 1914 are bringing out, they sound good. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? And I'll be right up for that as well. And you're right. And it's you know, I think even if you really like the stuff people put out, you don't have to buy all of it. And it's totally not for anybody. But I'm still really, usually when I get really into something, I review it and then I forget about it. And I'm still walking around with it. I still want to use it. And I've got this I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to try and record the review over the weekend, which is the next thing they're bringing out on, I think it's out Monday. Is it already? No, I think it's Monday. I think it's on pre-sale at the moment. So I'll be talking about that. But you're right, it's great stuff. Tom, are we searching for the thing that produces a wow? One that both the practitioner and the participant can share. It doesn't have to be big, just real. When real amazes, that's magic. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Just figure out, this review show allows us at the other end of the phone to be part of your journey through magic. That's lovely. Thanks, Tom. And it is, and that's why I started this thing. One of the reasons was I did want to kind of, you know, explore things that I wouldn't usually explore and find little surprises, and it's really, really helped. And I think, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And you know, talking about Iris, I think it is going to kind of get under people's skin because, you know, when you look at, you know, you're sitting in front of someone and it's a really clever way of getting someone's star sign and then doing a reading around that if you're that way inclined, and then getting this word. I think it's really, really nice, and I think it will get a wow, but it'll be like a nice little wow. It'll be like a little moment, and I think that's really, really. I'm really starting to. Enjoy that. I understand the cards are in English, but is there a language limitation, or could I make my own in Spanish? Danny Marco. Now he did say, and I totally forgot to watch. I think he mentioned languages and what you can do with a different language. I'm sure if you email the 1914, they're really good at that sort of stuff. So they'll be able to let you know. There's no reason why you couldn't make your. Oh no, that's what he said. He says that. Because it uses like the seasons, couldn't think of the word for them then, because it's a complicated concept, isn't it? The idea of knowing what the word for seasons is. So seasons are different, aren't they, in some countries? And he talks about that. But yes, and there's nothing limiting you for making your own cards. So you would learn the concepts, and like I said, the download's really good. And don't quote me, I'm pretty sure, I can't see thinking about it now. There's any limitations. This is not for anybody, but I see myself performing this as I see this in the character rays. Great. And that's from Coy, Edge Grip Specialist. Nice. Coy Talentino. I'm getting, you know, it's not, I would look at something like that usually and see Lewis perform it and say it's not for me, but I've started to use things over the years that I don't think are for me, but I do it as me as well. And I think that, you know, even readings, you can do them in a very chatty way. And I think they can be quite powerful. So yeah, I think, yeah, it's good that they fit you, but I think even if some people think they don't, it's worth looking, not this specifically, but just, you know, dipping your toes into different styles, and you might find something that you didn't know you liked or you didn't think was your style, but that you actually connect with. And that's definitely happened to me since doing this. I am Life of Dreads. Thank you very much for your nice words. Hate to say this is Alan, but maybe I'm the only one on the planet who isn't crazy about the 1914. Find most of the stuff dragged too far and a little boring to get an end result. Sorry, just my opinion. Alan, you never have to apologise for that. It's a really valid opinion. And you know, if we all like the same stuff, it would be a very dull place, wouldn't it? There's some, you know, I've been at conventions before and people have been raving about tricks, and I've kind of gone, I don't really get it. It's not, you know, I don't really see the big deal. And you know, this is just, my opinion. Is definitely the not the be all and end all, but it's the start of a discussion, and I really appreciate you know, putting that discussion in there. And I think it's important, and everybody I think that's got a bit about themselves will understand that, you know, God, I'd never expect everybody to like my stuff. You know, I'd never expect everybody to like this. It's just not the way it goes. So I think it's a really valid thing, and magic is there's so much to it, isn't it? It's such a huge thing that there's going to be so much that we don't like that other people do, which is why I find it so interesting. So that's the Iris comments. Remember to comment in the future on stuff. I do go through most of them and do read every single one of them. This is from, obviously I only put the Before We Begin book, the Ashley Wynne book, out yesterday, so there's not many comments on that. But Flipped Over Productions. Thanks for the review. I don't do shows, so I don't do pre-show. However, I did read Florian Severin's What Lies Inside. I haven't read that. Would people recommend that to me? Is it good? Just kind of passed me by. Which has a lot of info about pre-show. His information was very practical and included many examples. It's the only resource on pre-show that I'm aware of. I think I'd be more likely to lean towards dual reality effects, but Ben Hart has several that are great in The Darkest Corners he does. One of the reasons I'm not in a rush to do show is currently I just want to do his act. Yeah, totally. That's what happens when you read a book sometimes, isn't it? You think, God, they're all brilliant. I want to do it all. Yeah, so one thing I forgot to mention maybe in the review is that most of it is kind of based on dual reality. Most of the scripting is based on a dual reality, a certain type of dual reality. I know you can do it in a more explicit way. Well, not to the audience, of course, but to magicians. But this is, there's a lot of dual reality going on, and just in the little words that you say, the ambiguous language, that's the bit I'm really fascinated in, actually. And I really like it. So there is a lot of stuff about dual reality in there. There was a bit of an argument, but there's people on the Magic Cafe saying, he claims that this is the first book on pre-show. I haven't heard him claim that. I'm not saying he didn't, but he doesn't do that in the book. He just said there was limited amount of stuff to read on it. There wasn't much, and there wasn't much that went into detail. And this is the first thing I've read bits in books about pre-show of loads of stuff like that, but this is the first book on it I've come across, and it goes into detail and gives you loads and loads of examples. And someone said, I think it said on here actually, I'll just go through. Andy Woodhouse, I'm not into pre-show personally, but Anneman said, I'm paraphrasing, it doesn't matter if it takes hundreds of stooges to do a trick, it's valid if it's a great trick. Although, like you said, this isn't a book about stooging. I haven't read it, so I don't know. No, it isn't a book about stooging, but it's a really interesting idea, isn't it? Penn Jillette has some comments about it in the book, and he has a lot of comments, and I don't actually agree with all of them, but they're really interesting about things you shouldn't do in stage, and I think it depends on the context. But yeah, I mean, my own view of stooging is. And I think, I'm not going to, don't quote me, I think it's Penn Jillette or somebody that says it in it, that stooging, instant stooging, always, a lot of the time, can look really iffy. I never really buy it, and I don't know if it's because I've seen stuff before I was a magician that didn't ring true, especially, hypnosis shows, and I'm not saying they're all stooged at all, but when you know someone's just sort of playing along with it, you can feel it, and it's just quite boring to watch, when people act drunk and you know that it's too over the top. And I feel like that a little bit about stooging. When you see certain tricks you get that a stooge, sometimes I just think, it's just not looking great. But sometimes it does, and I've seen people really pull it off. And I'm not going to mention certain tricks because they're secret, but I don't have and I think there's again, I think I'm Penn Jillette again, but I think it's the fact that I haven't got a moral problem about it. It just doesn't really look right sometimes to me or feel right. And I suppose there's that thing of if you use too much stooging, it takes a lot of work. And also I think it would make me feel that anybody could do it. If you're an actor, you don't need to be in the, I don't know. I suppose it's an interesting one, but that's how I feel. But that went off on one then, didn't I? Sorry about that. There are a few books written about pre-show. I picked this up and we'll take a look at over Christmas from Luch. Yeah, Luch, if you know stick them on here. Let us know. And it'd be nice for people to know what other books are available. I know you're someone that would have gone deep into it, so it'll be great. Phil Taylor Magician, nice one. Thanks, Phil. So there you go. There's some comments for you, and now I'll look at your ones. Hey, Chris, how you doing? How does the book cover how to stop people talking to each other? Yes, so I think what the book says is basically that pre-show isn't for every situation. And I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that thing of people talking to each other after pre-show and it kind of killing the illusion a bit. But I suppose it did only for that group of people. again, I feel very uncomfortable. I think what he does say in it is that he wouldn't do it in parlour or a really small show where people will talk to each other. So there are versions of pre-show you can do that are a bit different, like like listening to conversations and things like that, which he touches on. But I think that the main thing is you do it in when you know that's really not going to be an issue. So if you've got a big audience and you've got people from there and people over there, and that's the problem I got with pre-show is that. So I wouldn't do it in that situation. But the other thing is the fact I feel I don't want to spend time with the audience before a show a lot of the time. I'd kind of get a bit nervous and I want to disappear. So I'd have to get over that. And it's, and I could get over it, of course. And what I do, which he talks about, is a form of pre-show, is I do check the audience out. I watch them and observe them and see who I can use for certain tricks, who looks, like a good person to come up. I watch the way they're communicating, how they're looking, are they smiling a lot? Are they being extrovert, introvert, all that kind of stuff before I do the show. And I kind of peer out secretly and that really helps me. And that's a kind of pre-show. So What Lies Inside is great, well worth checking out. Thanks, Mexi. I really like Iris, but thinking of redoing the cards so they fit me a little better. Okay, yeah, I mean, I looked at them and they're really kind of cool, aren't they? But they're not. So I suppose for some people, if they look aged, they would look good, wouldn't they? But yeah, and I suppose you could do that, or they'd be difficult to age, wouldn't they? Because of the font and stuff like that. But yeah, you could definitely age your own, and they'd be great. D from 19 just got one and said he might produce them, so hopefully I won't have to figure out marketing. Yeah, that'd be good, Molly. And I don't know how much you want me to say, but you've got something out, haven't you? That I think it's officially out, isn't it? I think you're selling it. They look great, actually. So yeah, it'd be great. I mean, what you want is someone to be making them, don't you? So you don't have to kind of get all mixed up in that, because I think it's definitely worth the hit you're going to take. I think some people, when they release a product, kind of want to keep hold of it because they know that there'll be a cut taken, but you can't compete with the marketing a company can do in the time they can put into it. Right. Anything else before I go, everybody? Again, happy Thanksgiving. I think I had something else to say. No, probably not. This is like my mum. She says at the end of a phone call, she's like, "There's something I'd say, and I'll let you know if I think of it." And she always says that. And she's never once thought about it and phoned me back. Right, so we are in 40 minutes. We've got a Card Magic course session on multiple selection stuff. Remember, if you join Card Magic course, even if you get a silver membership, you get to watch all the downloads of the live sessions. We had Fanique and we've had a few people, not loads of people yet, but we are going to have loads of people every month, hopefully, a special guest and me waffling on teaching tricks, and of course over 500 videos on the course. So that's my little advert for Card Magic course. After this, your commitment to me is go and have a look at it. Do that. There you go. Thanks very much. Have a great one. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care. See you later. Bye.